So if you live in the desert Southwest, like I do, you can't talk about weather and climate without talking about the rain shadow effect and how it influences the formations of deserts across the world. So first of all, what is the rain shadow effect? I'll describe it in words first, and then we'll look at an image or a graphic that kind of shows what's happening. So the idea is that water is coming off of some body of water and evaporating into the atmosphere, and so that's often an ocean, but instead of an ocean it could be a very large lake. So for example, something like the Great Lakes supply a lot of water into the atmosphere. So when this moist air comes off of the coast and travels across the land, when it encounters a mountain and that moist air rises up along the mountain, as it approaches the higher altitudes, we know that the air gets cooler. So at higher altitudes, the atmosphere is cooler, and when that happens, the moisture that's in that air begins to condense and precipitation occurs. And so the mountains that are on, if you're on the side of the mountain that's on the side with the body of water, then you're going to get a lot of rainfall in that area because the water's coming out of the clouds as they rise up over that peak. However, if you're on the other side of the mountain range from the body of water, then you're in bad luck if you want water. So the air crosses the mountain range, it drops the water as it crosses that mountain range, and then as that air descends and goes down to lower altitudes or lower elevations, then it warms up and that air is able to retain more moisture again. And so it's essentially going to take moisture up from the soils and from the plants that are in that area. And so that causes an increase in evaporation and transpiration rates in the area, which results in deserts. So we can see in this image here, the rain shadow effect is important because it causes many of the driest deserts in the world, including the deserts in Nevada, Arizona, and even in California, that Death Valley area. Those are all caused by a rain shadow effect. So here's an image of what's happening. There's a body of water. The moisture is coming off the body of water, travels over land. As it rises up, it cools off, the water condenses, precipitation falls. This lovely verdant landscape on the side with the body of water. But then when that air, which has lost much of its moisture, travels back down the other side of the mountain range, it's warm, it can retain more water. Where is it going to get water? Only from the soils and the plants on the other side. And so that causes increased evaporation and transpiration. And so you can see these nice desert plants. That's about all that can live when there's not a lot of moisture in the area.